Thing to remain in this material plane. Everything not in the spiritual plane. The spiritual plane, the consciousness is different. But in the material plane, the root is ignorance. For example, if a person is crying, what is that? So it's tamoguna. What is that? It's out of ignorance. Because they don't know. Let's say a person is so much absorbed or connected to his husband or wife or his children or anyone else. If the family members are not, see, if that particular person, let's say if he leaves or one of his dear person is leaving, then he doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep, he doesn't go to office, he doesn't do anything. He's just sitting idle. He's thinking that everything is, he's, sometimes he feels that he is the cause for that. Oh, because of me only, because I did not take him to the hospital at the right time. That's why he left. He's putting the blame on him. Or he would say it is because of the other person. See, when a person puts the blame on himself, he goes into depression. And eventually he feels that nobody is there for him. And he tends to stay alone because he thinks that there's no hope or shelter. He thinks that there is no solace for him in this world because his dear ones has left him. So that leads to depression. It's actually tamo. So continuously, no doubt we should see faults in us and then try to see good in others, definitely. But we should have a good placeholder. We should watch that, we should carefully consider that. For example, if I am not doing either the case correctly, then two things will happen. For example, if I'm not trying to see faults in our heart, we are not trying to see the faults. For example, through the process of Shravana, when we hear and when we apply that and then try to work on it, then it's a different plane, right? But here another aspect is, so please try to understand. I'm gonna tell a very subtle element which is very vital to for progress in Krishna consciousness. Let's say this is the principle. Core, what is the core principle? As Prabhupada was also mentioning that if the jiva is not in the right state, he continuously does one mistake after the other. So when we further go into that line, there are two scenarios, right? Jiva has to find faults in himself. That means he needs to check his heart. When he checks his heart, he will see the mistakes. For example, if a sadhaka was being told that you do this service, but if the sadhaka is trying to do more, then what is he trying to do? He's trying to displease the person who has actually gave the service. And the second thing is, he's trying to do it independently. See, this is a similar mentality which is shown to with Hiranyakashipu also. What Hiranyakashipu, he is, Shukracharya told him, nah, Vishnu came and killed. You don't have to go as do a separate endeavor. And he was so connected to his brother that out of raga only, it is not out of love. Out of love, hatred will not manifest. But out of raga, hatred will manifest. For example, I'll tell another aspect. And then I'll come to that, the first discussion. For example, if I have raga towards my son, if the other person is telling something about my son, I'll not accept. Not rather than accepting, I'll be envious towards that person because he's telling something which I don't want to hear about my son. A person will not is not ready to hear about his son if he is on a plane of raga, because he doesn't want to hear anything negative about that son. For example, even if he goes to parent teacher meeting or whatever, he goes to the school, and at that school, if the teacher says, no, 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 this is the way, this is the way. No, this person is not in a stable position to accept that if he has raga. That's why if a person is a doctor, if he has to do an operation to his daughter or his son, his hands will shake. No doubt he has done 1,000 operations before. Because it's a personal, na? It's my property. It's belong to me. Arjuna was also kept in the difficult state. He had to kill his family members. But he couldn't do that. Why he couldn't do that? His mind is not functioning. That means his consciousness is not in a good state. He's continuously he's speaking something, but out of grief. Because he doesn't want to do that. It's a heinous act for him. Rather than he's actually telling Lord also, oh, you kill demons, now you're asking me to kill these my family members. Have you ever killed your family members? He's asking Lord also in chapter 1. It's interesting. That means if a person doesn't want to do something, he naturally tends to see in another way in the other person, because his heart is not in a stable state. So, so please understand this. When we are not in that right state, dear devotees, what happens is, so that raga, for example, you're discussing raga means attachment, dear devotees. Attachment to our family members, attachment to something else. These are all part of nescience. What is that nescience? Ignorance. So through ignorance, what happens when one chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he cannot release, because it's like a jaundice. Because if a person has a jaundice when he eats sweets or sugar cane, he cannot release that sweetness because his tongue is afflicted with a disease. So that was this nescience is also a disease. This nescience, through this nescience, when one chants Hare Krishna, he cannot experience, because that nescience is in different ways, through materialistic desires, through attachment, through aversion, raga, dvesha. Because through raga only dvesha comes. Because in the heart and heart, I will be envious towards the other person. It's not like it's not like that envy is gone. No, the envy will manifest through raga. Because raga is the attachment. Because this attachment, if this attachment goes, then I'll be envious towards that person. Or if some service is removed from us. Let's say we've been told that you do so and so service, and then that service is removed. If you're attached to the person who gave the service, then there is no problem. But if you're attached to the service, then we will be envious to the person who gave the service also. Please understand. That means where our attachment is based on that, you establish a relationship or you establish envy towards that person. For example, if a person is trying to give a suggestion or a correction, is doing a correction. If 24 hours we are remembering the glories of the acharyas and the Lord, the instructions of the spiritual master, then we accept it. We say, thank you very much. Thank you for this insight. Thank you for this correction. I'm going to check my heart. Thank you very much. And then we move forward. That's it. We should take it in a positive way. We should express, oh, this my spiritual master told me that everything has to be taken in a positive way. Thank you for showing me this or sharing me this. But if we do not have right attitude, what happens? Our face will change. See, dear devotee, this is very interesting because if you actually see it, so before that word, we are okay. But after that correction, we are not okay. Now, how do I know that arey, the other person who's actually speaking, he can also find out that we are not okay? Because we are kind of morose, we are not speaking, hmm, we are kind of dull. They know, just by seeing the face, they know. Arey, then they'll think, no, I cannot, I cannot correct. This is how the Vaishnavas will actually think. When they're guiding anyone, if they're not in a position to accept this, okay, just continue. Don't worry, don't worry. Because they're not in a position to accept that. They're not in a position to actually take that relationship further. When they're not in a position to take that relationship further, what happens is they will just give general instructions. Oh, you chant Hare Krishna. But they will not go deep. Because what is happening there, what is the relationship is not intensified. Because if a correction is being done, the heart is not taking in the correct way, then they hold on to that. They don't give. Because they give the correction based on the sadhaka's advancement in Krishna consciousness. They give that correction based on how much sadhaka really wants to practice Krishna consciousness. They give this correction if this person really takes this or he runs away. If he really feels that personalism, then only they will correct. Otherwise, they will not. Because he's already in ignorance. If corrected, ignorance again multiplied with ignorance, what happens? Because he's taking that correction is also in ignorance. Please understand, the correction is not taken in a right attitude. The correction is taken in ignorance. When the ignorance is taken multiplied with ignorance, what happens? More ignorance. That means, for example, if a person has dvesha, envy, no, he's a child. No, he goes to high school. What happens? Now the dvesha is increased because he's big na. Now he goes to college. The dvesha is more increased. The envy is more increased. Now she gets married. Now nobody should see my husband. Only I should see my husband. Now he should serve me. If he sees somebody else, again dvesha increased. Or the husband, vice versa. The wife is talking to somebody else. Dvesha. Why is she doing like that? Insecurity feeling. These are all in the heart, dear devotees. Because these are all the signs. These are all ignorance. This is all ignorance. This is all part of ignorance. So, coming back to the first thing which we are discussing, what is that first thing? How do we actually see ourselves and how do we lead our life? See, dear devotees, when you see other devotee, you should see good in them. That means he should have should have, to do not see anything good, just be neutral. But we shouldn't be envious towards that person, that this person is not hearing or this person is not doing that. See, this thing will come in the heart. For example, if you are hearing, the other person is not hearing. If you are chanting, other person is not chanting. Generally, this notion will come. Oh, chant, chant now. Why are you not hearing? Here, here. What's happening? Out of that rajo, what happens is we tend to put faults in them. We tend to push them in the process. So through pushing in the process, what happens is a problem, is an affliction. But how do we really see? This should say, I should have one good quality. You see that good quality. And within our heart, we should find faults. Generally, it is opposite. We find faults in others, we find good in ourselves. That is also Nishads. Generally, how it happens is we tend to find faults in others. That's why we say this is because of you, it's because of you. Yesterday we were discussing, right? That is also another karmic reaction. Please understand, this karmic reaction will go nowhere. It will stay here only. For example, I'll tell this interesting. For example, if you are putting foils in others, you have to take his karma also. It's interesting. We don't know actually because we are here eternally, na. When we are here eternally, we don't know from where the problem is coming. For example, if unnecessarily I'm trying to find faults with that person, when whatever karmas he has done, I have to take that. Are we in a position? Do we have to take the other person's karma? We already have a baggage. Do we have to carry more? Why do we have to carry more? Simply, if you are neutral or if you are appreciating that person, then neutral in the sense in the heart also, dear devotees, not externally. See, in the heart you are carrying, but externally you are telling neutral or appreciation. One day you'll do an offense to that, and then you'll get that karma of that particular person. That means some portion, you'll not get whole karma. The person who is afflicted through that act which we have done, that much amount of karma we'll get. See, dear devotee, there's so many things are going on in the background. We don't realize. It's all subtle. We don't see them, but that's what our acharyas are helping us to understand. Just imagine if you are finding faults in ourselves and trying to correct, is that not better? So when we are trying to find faults within, and here I said one thing, right? There's two states. There's depression, there's pride. When depression comes, we are just trying to find faults in ourselves and always telling I'm full number one, full number. That's okay. It's okay. Always telling, always in that state, what happens? You're always in the negative mode. When we are always in the negative mode, what happens? That leads to depression. अरे यार, प्रभु भी बोल रहे हैं class में. Yes, yes. No, he is also telling in the class that we are not good. Oh, I'm fit for nothing. Okay, he told I'm not good. No, I'll not attend the classes also anymore. Oh, if I hear the classes, then Are he's telling so many there's problems in the heart. He's showing so many problems which are there in the heart. I don't want to go and listen because I'm already suffering. Now let us not stop. Let us stop hearing this. The mind will tell. This is the nature of the mind. Somewhere or the other, by hook or crook, it will try to pull us away from the real essence. That's why we should always hold on. This is depression. What is this depression? Always finding faults in others. Only just merely finding faults in others should not be done. But what we should do is we should find faults in oneself and also try to see the glories of the acharyas. This is important. That's why, have you ever seen a class with just trying to put us down and then not glorifying the acharyas? No. Both should be there. That means we should see mistakes in our heart and we should see the glories of the spiritual master of the acharyas in the Lord. Now, when we do that, then what happens? Then we will come out of this diseased state. That means if I'm not doing the glories of the acharyas, then what happens? We will immediately, rather than what happens, dear devotees, to come out of depression, what we do? We tend to put ourselves, oh, okay. This is the reason everyone portrays themselves as a devotee. Please understand this. Why everyone tells themselves as a devotee? This is the reason. Because they don't want to go into the heart. They say that, oh, Prabhu, since 2016, 2019 initiation, 2021 second initiation. Oh, when is Vanaprastha? Are you aspiring for sannyas? Oh, what do you mean? No Vanaprastha, no sannyas. Just enjoy. My guru will take everything. What is this? I'm going back home, back to Godhead. You know, I'm close associate of Srimati Radharani. I'm next to her. I'm a gopi. I'm a Gopabala. I'll put my hand on Krishna's shoulder like this. You see, I'm a great devotee. This is how the mind will trick us. When a sadhaka does come to this state, what happens, dear devotee? You understand? he doesn't go internal. In this state, what happens is, this is where he will find faults in others. Please understand. Because pride came, na, I am a devotee. But you're not practicing Krishna consciousness. I've seen so many devotees like this telling, oh, you just came, you follow nicely. What is that? Pride. What is the pride? This is also another ignorance. We don't know in how many ways the ignorance is. And through this reason, this is like the jaundice state, diseased condition. What is this condition? What is pride? Pride is what? Diseased condition, na? अरे प्रहलाद महाराज was continuously telling Hiranyakashipu, अरे छोड़ दो यार, छोड़ दो, छोड़ दो, छोड़ दो. You surrender to the Lord, surrender to the Lord. Everything will be all right. But no, the pride, the false ego doesn't want to allow. The false ego is always saying, no, no, no. You can be the controller. You can be the controller. That is what. Now, how that's how this entire material world is driving. Everyone is having this notion only. I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna earn more. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'll go here. I'll go there. Oh, oh, oh! I'll be happy in this way. In this way, I'll go to the beach and put up a WhatsApp status message. You see, I'm in the beach. I'm very happy. Besides, ignorance. You are in the beach. Do you live in the beach? You again have to come to your home. If that is natural, then you have to stay there. Then why you are coming home? If that happiness will give you eternal happiness, you should stay at the beach only. Why you are coming back? Oh, Prabhu, to build a home next to the beach is very expensive. They would ask millions of dollars. I don't have that. Again, you have to come to your home. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning, right? The chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a natural process. See how beautiful the acharyas they tell us. It's a genuinity, genuinity. Because what is chanting of Hare Krishna mantra? It is a calling out the appreciation towards the Lord and His acharyas. Actually, more important, we always meditate. Because if Srila Prabhupada didn't give what, I don't know, what do we know actually? Do we know that we have to chant Hare Krishna? We have no idea. We have seen Krishna, we will be having Krishna's picture. We'll be putting Krishna right next to Sai Baba and then comparing both same. Because we have no idea. We don't know who that person is. So these exalted Vaishnava acharyas, they should come into our life and they tell us, no, 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 Krishna is not an ordinary personality. Ete chamsa kala pumsam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Who is telling? Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasdevalamar. Vyasya, he is telling that Ete chamsa kala pumsam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the only father, supreme father. Indriyani vyakulam loke mudayanti yuge yuge. And all the incarnations are his plenary expansion. That's it. With one shot, everything is cleared off. That means if we understand the glories of that particular personality, do we ever feel great to ourselves? No. So that pride, what it does, it actually usurps the Krishna consciousness. This is another ignorant state, which is actually obstructing us to chant Hare Krishna. Because this is jaundice, na. That's why when the sadhakas, when they sincerely hear, you know what happens? When they sincerely hear about chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when they sincerely hear this Shravana, you know what happens? The nescience is slowly, slowly dissipated because he'll understand where this nescience is coming from. That's dormanted in our heart. Then he'll understand, "Arey yaar, there's so much here in the heart. I should do a lot of work. Background, I should do so much work to come out of this. Arey, is this the reason why Srila Prabhupada slept only for 2 hours? Baapre, that was the reason he took this as a mission. Because he wanted to He wanted to give just someone, just understand, just see this dear devotee. It's not easy to write these kind of books. Now, so many people, they get inspiration through his words. Why? He's free from that nisayans. See, when a sadhaka, yeah, when the pure souls are free from nisayans, what happens? They see everything clearly. For example, if there is an obstruction in the heart, they immediately figure it out. Oh, this is the problem. That's why. That's why. Because I'm thinking this as my own thing. This is not my property. This is a property of the Lord. That means it belongs to the Lord. That means it has to be used in the service of the Lord. Krishna, Krishna. When that aspect we understand, then we make progress. For example, through the pastime of Sagara Mantana, the churning of the milk ocean, through the churning, what first came? Poison. Poison, right? And who are churning? One side devatas, one side demons, demigods, Devi devatas, and the demons. Both are churning. It looks like a Sankirtana. It's a team spirit, team effort. Sankirtana spirit. It's a team effort. Both are doing. Both are working for that nectar, Amrit, which will come. But when the poison came, do you think that the personalities from the Devi Devata side or from the personalities from the demon side, they came and then they drank the poison? Because that is a calamity. That's an obstruction. This is a difficult state. Who came to accept that? Lord Shiva. Is a Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhuja. Is the greatest Vaishnava. Now that devotee, when he came, then what happened, dear devotees? He drank that. And he kept this in his throat. Very important. He accepted it. Now Krishna would have come, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now he could have come. Why he did not come? Why he sent Lord Shiva? Why he inspired in the heart of Lord Shiva and then sent him? Because he wants to explore the glories of his devotees. He wants to show that, you see, my devotees are so exalted. No, he could have personally come. No, he could have personally fought in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. No, he could have smashed off everything within a moment. But no, he wanted to give that credit to his devotee. That's why he's called as Bhaktavatsala. He really wants to bring out the glories of his devotees. You see, Srila Prabhupada, 45 years, around 48 years, he had to go through everything which he was doing. It was unsuccessful. Just imagine, let's say you are in a company. Whatever you are touching, whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're trying to apply in your company, because you are the CEO of the company, everything is a failure. Do you continue that company for that many years? 48 years is like more than a lifetime. How many years people work? Let's say they begin working at 25. They work until 60, 35, 45, 55, 60, just 35 years. That 35 years, if the person is getting the salary, if the person is getting hikes, the person is getting raises, then he stay. Otherwise, what he do? Obviously, he'll change the company. For what? For bigger salary, for bigger hike, because his family is increasing. He has to maintain his family. So many reasons might be secondary. But this 35 years, why? Why is he with the company, or why is he working? Because he'll be getting salary. But here, Srila Prabhupada was not getting anything in return for that 48 years. But rather on the other side, everything he's losing. But still he was persisting to that Krishna consciousness. Still he was persisting to the instructions of his spiritual master. What kind of personality is he? Please understand. And that personality, when he says you chant Hare Krishna, it's our fortune. It's what? It's our greatest fortune. Even though we are in ignorance, that's okay. He told me to chant. Because he's not an ordinary. This dear devotee this will never happen in anyone's life. He knows that Krishna is there. He knows that this is his test. He will understand how many tests are there. Every moment is a test in his life. But did he ever turn back? No. This is called as selflessness. Up and until the sadhaka comes to this level, he will never understand Krishna consciousness. I'll write it down. Up and until we all come to the plane of selflessness, not working for our sense gratification, rather working for the pleasure of the acharyas. When we do this, this is what pleasing Srila Prabhupada. Please understand. And through this, the ignorance is removed. For example, if the ignorance is there, that's okay. My acharya, he told. My spiritual master, he told. I'll do it for them. Because they are on that plane. I'm not. They are on that selfless plane. Just imagine it, 48 years. Nothing is manifesting. Still he dear devotees, after manifestation, did he named his organization like Prabhupada, Krishna Consciousness? You see a lot of people naming the organizations based on their name. We see so many people in this world who are in a bigger position. They kind of connect their name to that. But do you see the Srila Prabhupada's name in that? It says Srila Prabhupada's Krishna Consciousness. No. Do you think that he want to establish a separate organization? No. But still he did it. Because nobody was in a position to accept him. This is selflessness. And this selflessness is an epitome in Krishna consciousness because this selflessness is there is not coming from here. That selflessness which is manifesting from their heart is the quality of the Lord personally. Is the quality of the Lord. Selflessness. You see, Lord manifesting that quality multiple times. And Sudama comes to Krishna. Krishna immediately washes his hand. Not thinking that, oh, I'm a supreme personality of God, I shouldn't wash the hands. And, I shouldn't do that. No, he immediately does it. And he's not thinking anything, he's not thinking any of the past inconveniences. He might have received inconvenience, so many inconveniences. But what is he doing? Is he checking that? Is he putting him down by telling all those things? No. He's simply appreciating him. And then they are discussing about their childhood pastimes. How they went to Sandipa Muni's school, what they did. Simply accepted at every moment. What is that? Is it not selflessness? When Sanaka Sanatana Sanandana Sanata Kumara, when they came, and then Jai Vijay stopped. And then Jai Vijay had been cursed at that time. Now, at that time when the Lord came out, and then he requested, please forgive my devotees. He requested, who? Sanaka Sanatana Sanandana Sanat Kumar. Lord personally requested. Oh, he's not telling, I'm Supreme Personality of God. Why did you do this to? No, he's not. He's not telling in any of those ways. See the attitude. When Pandavas were doing the yajna, everyone came. And Krishna personally washed their feet. What are all these? Yadya Tatarishya Tattateva Sarojana. And they actually manifest in their heart. They actually show externally. They show that this is how we should be. Is it not respect giving to the other person? That's the respect giving to the other person. Srila Prabhupada, nobody was taking this absolute truth. But Srila Prabhupada gave this to the people who actually left their life like anything. He took those people and then made them empowered acharyas. Hare Krishna. What is that? That means all the leaders were not taking. No leader was taking. He writes letters to prime minister, this person, this politician, this big man, this big man, all the leaders, so-called leaders of India. Then he wrote a letter to Mahatma Gandhi also. You give me 1 month, we will discuss Gita, and then after that you can continue. And then he also indicated that you will die through unavoidable circumstances. He also told him the future. But Mahatma Gandhi ignored that message. Because he's thinking that he's great. He's thinking that he's superior. He's thinking that he knows everything. He just ignored. He just ignored them because he thinks that he knows Gita. This is the same problem, actually. This is the same problem in sadhaka's heart. The sadhaka always thinks that I know something. False ego is so deep. We always proclaim that मुझे कुछ तो मालूम है. This is another message. If we know, then why don't we see Krishna? If we know, then why don't we desire to go back home, back to God? If we know, then why are we not relishing the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra? If we know that, then why are we not becoming free from all these materialistic desires? If we know, then why are we not surrendering or submitting to the words of the acharyas? If you know, why are we simply wasting our time, this valuable human form of life, in doing so many other things of this world? These are the questions which we need to. This is how we should ask the questions internally in our heart. So everyone should do this self-assessment. And then doing this self-assessment, what happens? We become genuinely humble. Then we see the glories of the acharyas. This is a perfection in one's life. Then we will be grounded actually. We should be grounded. Are Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they are grounded. Are we greater than them? Oh, we can't even pronounce their names properly. At least myself. It's important. We should keep our consciousness like this, grounded, rooted. Is there mercy where we're chanting Hare Krishna every day? So many of our family members are actually helping us. They're cooperating with us for doing that. Is it not something special? It is. Everything comes through that. So when we see through the life of Srila Prabhupada, we understand that. It's not an ordinary thing they did about it. 45 to 48 years of continuous churning. I wanted to, but it's not manifesting. Day before yesterday, I was reading few lines in Leelamrita. Very, very beautiful. Where Srila Prabhupada is almost about to go. All of a sudden, this person comes in his life. Sally Agarwal's father-in-law. Sally Agarwal is a person who is in US, Butler, Pennsylvania. Her husband, Gopal Agarwal, sends Prabhupada the visit visa to US. Now Srila Prabhupada meets Gopal Agarwal's father. Oh, Prabhupada was not expecting that he will give because Prabhupada just met him. Prabhupada just met him and then he says, yes, I will request my son and then I will send you that visa. So many people told that before. Prabhupada was not expecting that he'll get a visa. But he had a hope. Every moment he has a hope. This is not something. Sounds so pure to your devotees. At every step he's doing, but it's a failure. But for externally, when we see that, array, he's failing. But when we see the proper consciousness is not failing, actually. He's going one step forward. He's going one step. Array, that's the problem. No, no, the problem is a solution. For us, when problem comes, it's a solution for us because it keeps us grounded. For example, we don't remember. Arey, who gives remembrance? The Lord gives remembrance. Na? Do we get the remembrance without His sanction? Without His mercy? No. That means if the Lord desires, that words will come. If the Lord doesn't desire, the words will not come. If the Lord is not desiring means that means there is no purity in the consciousness. That means there is some problem in the consciousness. That means there is sense gratification going on in the consciousness. That means aham janasya mohoyam aham mameti. That I am the doer. Consciousness is manifesting in the heart. That is why Lord is not pleased. Check the heart. Are we feeling burden practicing Krishna consciousness? That means there is a problem. This is a nischanj. Why it is feeling burden? Am I offending someone? You need to see how this will a person will not lose the taste in Krishna consciousness just like that. He will do soon doing some offense. Or he's doing an offense to the source from where he's hearing. That also has to be checked. Am I feeling familiar with this person? But he'll give this everything every day. What am I doing? What is my consciousness? If I'm feeling familiar, I always check my consciousness like this. If I sit in front of my spiritual master and then hear the truth every day, if do I get any familiarity with them? That means when the respect is not there with them, right? When the devotion towards them is not there, when the appreciation is not there towards them in the right way, when the gratitude is not there towards them in the right way, then what happens? This familiarity will kick in. When the familiarity will kick in, then the truth cannot be understood. When the truth cannot be understood, the service cannot be done on the level of truth. Because when the service cannot be done means what is happening? The actions which you are supposed to do in Krishna consciousness, they are stopped. That means we are unable to do that anymore. This is another ignorance. When the Lord is reciprocating, we need to understand, oh, this is a mercy of my spiritual master. This is a mercy of the acharyas. So they who are giving very, very important. This is how the relationship is intensified. The sadhaka should go deep, should understand more. Then he will see, Are, yaar, why this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not working for me? It's working for every person, all the acharya. Are, that person, the thief who came to Sanatana Goswami, he threw that stone. It is working for him also. Why is it not working for me? These kind of questions I will begin to ask. Very important. I'll ask these questions. Why is it not working for me? Because our acharyas are telling, Srila Prabhupada is telling, there is no science, ignorance. We're afflicted with a diseased state. The diseased state has to be purified. Then the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra can be done. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada, when he was about to leave his body, he asked his disciple, he was so intimately connected with all the previous acharyas. And then he told them, please sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, He Mora Sampada. He's telling, they are my source, everything. They are my everything. They are my life and soul. Manjaris are my life and soul. See the attitude, see the relationship. To get to that state, what are they doing? They don't want anything from this world. No, he went through so many difficulties. What kind of difficulties? Because he was expressing this to Srila Prabhupada. Oh, there is fire in the mud. My disciples are quarreling for rooms. You see, when an acharya, when he sees that thing happening, do you know how much they will feel in their heart? How much it is difficult for them? And see their attitude on the other side. Even though in the midst of so many things, he says, please, please read this. Please chant this prayer. See their qualities. So beautiful. They always show us what the sadhaka should aspire. Utmost respect. Are Krishna is forgetting his godhood. The Lord doesn't take that route. Doesn't want to do that. He is washing the feet of every person who comes to the Rajasuya Yajna, which Pandavas are organizing. See the relationship which he is extending towards them. He really wants to please them, really wants to extend himself. When Shishupal was using bad words, patiently he was hearing. Now the tree which is there, the tree also is showing tolerance because there is sunlight, uh, there is rain, there is cold. It's accepting. But that is a state in which it is being kept. That's why it's accepting that tolerance. Now, no doubt we should learn from the tree that yes, she's tolerant. But that is her position. She cannot do anything else other than that. It's a difficult state for her. It's suffering actually. Especially the trees in America. Wow, now is the time. They suffer so much. No doubt they have less consciousness, but it's a position in which they have been kept. It's not like they have that quality, but we learn them, we learn from them that quality. For them, through that karmic reaction, they received that kind of body. That means these chains are continuously going near devotees. Sadhaka should become jada, stir up in the consciousness. Otherwise, this material nature is very powerful. It will take away everything from our heart. It will steal everything. So this thing we need to understand more. We need to see how this ignorance has to be dissipated. Utmost respect to them. Doesn't matter, my dear Lord, but I will still continue doing this. Doesn't matter if the ignorance is you. If you want to remove, you'll remove. Doesn't matter if it is there or not there. I will practice this process. I will take up this process. I will accept your words. I'll accept your instructions. Are you giving this out of love? Which we don't deserve to receive, but still you are giving this. My dear Lord, thank you very much. The Srila Prabhupada, thank you very much for this opportunity, for this chance to practice Krishna consciousness. Because we don't know when this life will end. We have no idea. Our spiritual master was instructing that the leader should become selfless, very selfless, should become pure hearted, no tinge of materialism, completely selfless. Everything has to be done for the pleasure of the acharyas. And he says, if few devotees come to that plane, then not just they practice Krishna consciousness, through their practice, so many other devotees will also be inspired to take up that process in that way. Because taking up the process in that way is the solace and the hope in this world, especially in this Kali Yuga, so much degradation. Do you find anything pure in this world? It's difficult. The milk which we take, is that really milk? So many mother cows were being kept in a difficult state. Don't you think that her pain and her struggle will go into that milk? The consciousness will not go into that milk. It will. The day I understood that, I never took milk, especially in US. After coming India, by the mercy that I'm taking, because it is so important. In Nurundan, we had cows. It was milking cows. We were getting milk. We were very opulent. That time we were taking. But after leaving Nurundan and coming to Memphis, did not. Because I know. The moment I see that bottle, I can see the pain of that cow. How can I accept it? How can I take it? There's so much pain she went through. So many difficulties, so much steroids, this, that, so many things. You know why America is suffering? This is a primary reason. America has everything money, this, that, so many other things, sense gratification. There is no happiness. Why? The suffering is there. Because do you think that mother cow's pain and suffering doesn't go into the consciousness, doesn't go into the realm, into the space, and then comes back? It is coming. That's why everyone is suffering. You know, the mental problems are more in America only. Why? Because of this. This is a primary reason. Mother cow. Mother cow is very dear to Krishna. Goloka. He named his abode as Mother cow. Goloka. Go means cow. Loka. That means he named his place, his devotee name. He kept his devotee's name. That's how deep he is. That's how intimate he is. Just imagine if Krishna's cows have been slaughtered. Oh, in India also they do slaughter mother cows. So India is also in trouble. Yeah, wherever mother cow slaughter is happening, it's a trouble. That's what Prabhupada says. Anti. We should do anti for that. What we should do? Protect the cows. I remember my spiritual master last month he sent this message. He said, whoever protects mother cow and the brahmanas, their Krishna consciousness is protected. Because what is he doing? He's trying to please the Lord. What brahmanas? His devotees. Hare Krishna. But on the contrary, if that is not being done, what happens? Niscience, illusion. Very important. Hare Krishna. There's so many. The hospitals, earlier the hospitals used to be less. Now the hospitals have been increased. Why? Food is not good. Everything is not good. Eating is not good. Sleeping is not good. More sense gratification. More sense gratification leads to health issues. Problem after problem. Lifespan is reduced because they're in tension. Na? Generally, people live in 90 years in Kali Yuga. Lot of stress, tension. People are getting heart attacks when they're 40. What is that? I've seen a person who's just 27 years old, but he doesn't look like 27. He looks like 35 or 40. Why? Because he's in tension. He's doing so much work. Work, 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 work. We discussed, right? Couple of days back. B, honey bee. All life work, 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 work. That is what is happening. Why? Because there's no acharyas in the heart. Man. There's no connection. There's no establishment. And Prabhupada is telling, Simple living, high thinking. Find work in such a way that it is simple. When it is simple, then you can think higher things. But when the work is very complex, there is no. Arey, nothing in this world comes for free. Please understand. If a person is talking nicely to you, that means he'll get something from out of you. Please understand this. Nobody does for free here. Only pure devotees, they only do for free. Out of their love, their compassion. Are a proper and no expectation. Spiritual masters, they do not have any expectation. They just give. They just give that love through the truth. Love means what? Love means not on a bodily conception. Love is on a soul platform. It's the truth. Absolute platform. A relationship. It's giving that relationship. That's what they do. That is real love. So much suffering actually. Why? Their cows are not protected. Problem after problem after problem, suffering after suffering. So children are also not having right consciousness because what do they drink? They drink this milk only. It's a poisoned milk actually. I am so fearful actually to even see that. Forget about drinking. Hare Krishna. They say organic. What is that organic? Still, it is coming from mother cow. Do you think that mother cow has been kept in a vyasasana or was been nicely taken care? No. Are they take care of dogs? They take care of dogs nicely and then they shatter mother cow. This is Kali Yuga. This is Kali Yuga. And dogs have to be there in the streets. Mother cow should be there in the home. But now dogs are in home. Mother cow is on the streets. Cats also they keep at home. So insane actually. Now these children will go to the school now. They'll also tell, you know what, my friend has a dog. My friend has a cat. We will also have a cat. We will also have a dog at all. It's nasty. What is dog? Dog is nasty actually. It's a nasty living entity. I always think, "Arey, we were also dog one day. We were also like that. Nasty. Nasty life. We went through the nasty life. Finally, by the mercy, somehow we got this opportunity to get a human form of life. Let us use this to the best of their ability. I've seen so many people get diseased having dogs, cats at their homes. So many allergies. Why? Because they're always with that. But the moment you stay with cow, do you ever see that people getting allergies, people getting disease by staying with cow? Do you ever heard like that? If a person drinks cow milk, cow urine also, cow dung also, everything is pure. Vaishnav is also like that. Acharyas are like that. Pure. This is same, na? Same plane. But that cow is being kept outside, sent to slaughterhouses, kill, 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 kill. Hare Krishna. Where the happiness will be? Who will be happy here in this world? Show me one person. Only Vaishnavas, pure devotees, Acharyas, they are happy in this world. No one else is happy here. Because they only know how to be happy here. Nobody else knows how to be happy here. They're shattered in this world. They don't know what's happening here. They're thinking that money will give happen. Money will give happiness. Sex life will give happiness. No. How much money, how much that can be done? Nothing will give happiness or solace to the heart. Only the taking of Krishna. This is the only solution. There is no other solution in this world. This is the last hope actually. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, following their words, following their instructions. This is the greatest solution for every one of us. It's a great ray of hope for us. Hare Krishna. Very important. Very, very important. If a person serves mother cow, his 5 generations are taken care. Your son, your son's son, your son's son's son. Now he might get married to an American girl. He'll be protected also. Oh, yeah. I've seen so many second generation children. They're getting married to Americans. That means the Kula Gotra, there is nothing like that. There is nothing like samskaras. There is nothing like, everything is lost actually. One Mataji, she came from America. So she became very slim. And then she has been asked, why you became very slim? Arey, what to do, Prabhu? There in America, everything is expensive. Hmm. If you purchase a watermelon, it's 1,000 rupees. She's always comparing from India to US. So she went for the first time. So this is I will never go there. It's I don't want to stay there. People will not adjust. So it is important to understand how and where and what we need to do in our life. Hare Krishna. That is the ray of the hope. Simple living, high thinking, Varnashrama Dharma. It is the essence. Everyone should understand this, make their life successful, move forward. With this attitude, if we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, he'll make progress. Because he's doing what? He's in the Nama Bas. He's not in the Nama Para state. And he's simply doing it to please the Lord. That's it. You have no other motive. My dear Lord, just doing it for your happiness. Hare Krishna. I think I'll stop here. Anyone has any questions? Would like to add anything? Hare Krishna. Service to Mother Cow is the greatest. Service to the Acharyas, the greatest. So important. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then Pranamal Krishna Shri Prabhuji. Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, for wonderful Krishna Katha today, and especially about mother cows. Yes, Prabhuji, here, we try to get milk from our friends. He has his own farm, and
Nice.
but it is very difficult, Prabhuji. Nowadays, it has been. He's saying that a lot of demand, but anyway, he's kind enough. And as you rightly said, Prabhuji, protecting mother cow will definitely protect the whole country or in a race. In fact, I would say
Nice, nice, nice to hear.
yes, Prabhuji.
We have
And
350 cows at our
Haribol.
farm here. So I was asking my spiritual master, when do we see 1,000 cows? And he said, within 5 years, you'll see 1,000 cows.
Haribol.
When the cows, they go, this is in the forest. The dham is in the forest. It's like, about 30 to 40 minutes from Ongol. And so I told, right, that we had that inauguration, then Krishna Balram temple in the center and all the cows around. So it's a very beautiful setup. And when the cows go to the forest, it's all on four sides. You see mountains. It's all in the forest. Four sides you see mountains. It's like Nilachal mountain. It's all so beautiful, serene place. And when the cows go for grazing, they have to cross one road. That is after that road, it's all forest. That means when the cows go 10 minutes on this side, that side, the road is blocked. Because the cows have to go. They go in the morning around 10:30 and then they come back around 5:30, 6 p.m. Devotees will bring them. It's a beautiful experience. Then they're so happy, they're so joyful. And then they reciprocate also because they're divine. This is not the cow is not an animal, it's like a pure devotee, very intimate. Divine. She came personally from the spiritual world. They're all like white cows, they're like pure, pure Indian cows, Indian breed. I think it's so beautiful. And then, we could touch them, we could, they reciprocate very nicely. Such a beautiful way. So it's a fortune for us to serve them, you know, all these years. Now I'm not working, but when I was working, I was sending money regularly. It's very pleasing to the heart because to be used in the service. So it's very nice to now see the dham established and then all the cows are there. Because my spiritual mastery was always in anxiety before this place was been established. Because earlier dham was another place. It's in Mallavaram, which is around 30 minutes away from Ongole again. And at that place, the farm is big, but the cow size is becoming more. So to get that grass is getting difficult. So he was looking which is a place, which is a place, which is a place, and then finally he found this place. Such a beautiful place. And now the cows are here. Krishna Balaram is the center. All the cows are on the four directions. So nice. I was there for a few days doing Mangalarti. Very auspicious seeing the cows and then chanting Samsara Dava. Very wonderful experience. So my soul Prabhu was mentioning, yeah, everyone should aspire taking milk from the place where we know. Otherwise, it's a very difficult place. America is very difficult. We should be careful, because that goes into our consciousness. For example, if the cow is going through suffering and then we are taking that milk, that consciousness will come enter into our heart also. And it will not allow us to come to mode of goodness. It will not allow us to appreciate the Lord. It will not allow us to appreciate the Vaishnavas. It will not allow us to practice Krishna consciousness because the subtle things cannot be perceived unless and until one consumes mother cow's milk. So if you see all the brahmanas, exalted Vaishnavas, they drink cow milk. So every action they consume because then cow milk nourishes the subtle senses, the subtle elements within our body, and then it helps us to be absorbed in the science of Krishna consciousness. It helps us a lot. All the devotees they get cow milk, they're so happy consuming that. They're happy practicing. Hare Krishna. Nice, Subal Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anyone else? Yes, Subal Prabhu, please tell.
No, Mataji, Prabhuji, Sushilpa Mataji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Yes, yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Jashit.
Hare
Um,
Krishna. Jashit, Hare Krishna. Nice seeing
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. I've listened just like the end of class, just 15-10 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and I really like the connection about how since everything about the cow is pure, just
Uh-huh.
like the cow, the acharyas are pure. Like I really like the connection because it's like the same.
Correct. Nice, nice. Thank you for sharing that.
I just Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Nice. Anyone else would like to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad
Amma Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
You have cow on your picture. Nice.
Prabhu. And when we were talking about cow, I remembered my grandmother, paternal grandmother. She had cows at our home.
Nice, nice, nice,
And then
nice.
my uncle also he worked in Siliguri, Jalpaiguri. Maybe you heard about North Bengal. So in his bungalow also he had cow because he loves cows. From
Nice,
his
nice.
uncle he got that. So it's very
Very
nice.
nice.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was thinking about that. Prabhuji, very nicely you explained about the neutrality, internal and external neutrality. So important. Like when we behave like we are neutral, not finding faults in others, not only from our outside and inside also. I should have the same feelings.
Definitely.
And, and also, Prabhuji, I was just, I have to be very, very careful, as you said, that when I'm trying to find faults in others, that time actually I'm getting the karmic reaction of that person,
Correct.
which is so scary.
It is so alarming, huh?
Yes, very
He
scary.
didn't do anything, but we get his karma.
His karma. So it's very scary. Um, so that's what I have to be very, very careful. Like, better find faults in myself, correct myself.
That is safe zone for us.
Safe zone. And also, Prabhuji, the humility. You were also talking about the humility of the acharyas. Like, I'm nothing compared to those big people like the way Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the way they wrote so many songs, always like keeping themselves in the feet of Vaishnavas, always saying Amono Durmati, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote, and Kabe Habe, Shay, so many good songs they wrote, Narottam Das Thakur, Lochon Das Thakur. They are always shows their humility in their prarthana, in their songs. So when I just have to remember those things whenever I'm trying to find faults in others, or I have my false ego. Thank you, Prabhuji. And that's why hearing so important, as we hear every day, and that way will be slowly, slowly, I'll be able to purify myself. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Because
Krishna.
when we don't hear, what happens is whatever our mind says, we'll accept that. Because we are not in that right consciousness or right attitude. Because we let loose our consciousness. When we let loose our consciousness, what happens? Then we become diluted. And then through the diluted mind works very sharply. Because mind always has to be checked with right intelligence. Right intelligence comes through Shavana. It has to be always checked. Otherwise, a sadhaka should come to the state that no matter what happens, I'll follow the truth. No matter what happens. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj says, if this entire world is against Krishna consciousness, but still in my heart and heart, I'll accept Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then I'll follow the instructions of my spiritual master. This entire world is against it. That is the attitude. Because it doesn't matter whether this person is doing, that person is doing, doesn't matter. We in our heart, if we are convinced that this is the one which will help us, this is the one which will protect us, we are there. That's what happened. Srila Prabhupada, problem after problem, struggle after struggle. You know how many setbacks he took? I have no idea. One time they say that they will give that area for League of Devotees, and Prabhupada actually named it as League of Devotees. And then suddenly she comes and then she says, "No, we want to use this for women programs or whatever women get together programs." Don't we see Prabhupada shattered at that time? Was he dejected? No. Continued. So he's standing as a ray of hope for us. He's standing there. Just see how I led my life. Take that as inspiration, move forward and practice the science of Krishna consciousness to the core of the heart. Our spiritual master had received instruction from his spiritual master, protect cows, have cows. That's the instruction, he's just following it. Have schools where children will learn good education. That's it. That's it. Now we do not have space in the school. We built that school 2 years back. We have staff, we have students of like 650. No, there is no more space. We need more space to construct. So we are planning for another building to construct in a bigger area so that more children can come, more children can practice, more children can realize that how practicing Krishna consciousness will be beneficial. They will see the cows. They will go to the cow tour, they will go to the dham, then they will see the cows. They will see how this is laid beautifully, and then they will see all the teachers, they're all selfless. They do not work for money. They just work to please the spiritual master. When the children would see their teachers like that, don't they get inspired to be selfless? That means practically the children will come to that state. Because I remember when I was a child, when my father took me to the temple in ISKCON, Habits Hyderabad temple. Even though I did not know the philosophy, but I was inspired by eating prasad, dancing in kirtan, honoring. Then I understood. I was not trained up, but I was there in the presence of the devotees. If these children are trained up, what they will become? So this is where we are heading. This is our direction. It's very important because the more we are connected to the acharyas, the more we are connected to the spiritual master, we are protected actually. This is what I feel. Not feel like I'm fully understood that this is the best way to practice the science. Shravana Kirtana, doing our services. That's it. That should be our life. No engagement with this world, extra nothing. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add here, or we will stop here? I, I,
Hare
I had
Krishna, Prabhuji.
yes, Rachana Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Nice.
Krishna. Prabhuji, you said that we should not be attached to the service. Like if we are attached to the service, then we become envious of other person. If some other person gets the
Correct.
service, or
Correct.
if the person who is giving us the service, we become envious of them also. So
Correct. Correct.
how we should not be attached to the service?
You be attached to the person, that's why. You
Oh,
become attached to the person. That's
okay.
the spiritual master in our life. When we become attached to the person and then when we do what he says, then we are not afflicted with that. For example, if they changed our service, we are not afflicted with that because we are
Yes,
attached to it. Just like Arjuna,
yes, Prabhuji.
good question. What he asked is very good question. Just like Arjuna was speaking, but he was not speaking what Krishna wants him to speak. He had to fight. That means he's going away from the service. Why is he going away from the service? Why is he not fighting? He's a Kshatriya, na? He should fight. The moment he goes into the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he should fight. What is the reason of Krishna telling him Gita? This is the reason. Because
He
he
was seeing
has
his relatives, I think, Prabhuji, so he didn't want to fight.
he was seeing his family members. He has his understanding. His thought process is different compared to what Lord wants him to do. That's why he was shattered in the heart. But after that shattering, because that's a service, now he's unable to do that service. Through that shatter, what happened? He turned towards the Lord. Because the Lord is a spiritual master also for him. Both for Arjuna, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and also the spiritual master. But for us, there are two persons. But when he turned towards that state, what happened is Nashta Moha Shrutillam. Oh, my dear Lord, I have my consciousness is completely corrected. Now I understood what I should do. I have no issues to accept your words. And I have no problems to fight. That means now he's ready to do the service. Why? Because he wants to please Krishna. That is his movement. But if a person doesn't have that motive, then what happens is a struggle for him. It's a struggle. He'll compete with the other person, try to put the other person down. Or he will do so many things. He'll do politics. Because he doesn't know why is he doing it. These are all the things which will come. Because he's doing it for himself. That's the problem. Hare Krishna. Is that okay?
Prabhuji, yeah, Prabhuji. One more question, Prabhuji. You said we should not impose Krishna consciousness on somebody who is not ready to take up, and then
Correct.
and then we try to find fault in them because since we are new, we are practicing, and we think that they are not practicing, so they are not in the proper platform. So, how to
Correct.
not find fault in them and even make them closer to Krishna?
Basically, first what we need to do, we need to come closer to the Lord. When we are more sincere, when we are more closer, then slowly, naturally our heart will respond and we will slowly respect them, we will appreciate them. Then slowly we'll give some pressure to them. We'll slowly ask them, can you come in the morning? There's a session, or can you come every Saturday? We have a get together. We all come together on Saturday evening. Can you come? And so that they will get association. And slowly they'll be connected. So we should tell them the importance of Shavana. For that, we need to understand the importance of Shavana. That means how we should tell how this Shavana is helping us. We should tell how meditating on the words of the Acharyas, following the words of the spiritual master, which is very helpful. We should have a trainer in our life. We should tell that. When we have that, when we get that understanding, when we are pleased with that, then we tell that. That's how it works. For example, if it is helping for us, we'll tell in which way, in what way it helped us, so that the other person will also come. Because he will also have similar problems, na? Because kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara, everyone has that. There's nobody who's devoid of that. Everyone has that. Everyone has problems. Everyone has health issues, family issues, office issues, financial issues, so many problems. Why these problems are coming? So slowly, when we become fixed up, that means when we come to the mode of goodness, what happens is this becomes a continuous process. Continuously we hear every day. When this process continuously comes into our heart, then we slowly check, we'll begin to check our consciousness. So when we begin to check our consciousness, what happens? Whatever problems we have, we'll try to solve those problems and then practice the consciousness. And then when we sincerely practice Krishna consciousness, we'll be naturally happy. So that in that natural state, when they see you, then they'll ask, oh Rachna, you are not happy before like this, or you are not like this before. You are happy now. What is the reason? Then you tell this, that, and then ask them to hear, ask them to come like weekly, Saturday. And that's so slowly, they'll also take up the process. Is that okay, Amma?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Oh, nice. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All
Hare
yours to
Krishna.
Prabhupada. Thank you for the beautiful class, Prabhu. Many points. Uh, you ended the class with the cows, so soothing, and uh, remembering cows itself, it gives a lot of pleasant feeling, and taking care of them, not just like um, satisfying our senses, but they are actually coming from Goloka. And the way you explain on how we are the place where you live, the Dham, and the temple around, the Krishna Balaram around the temple, it gives a lot of resembles Goloka, basically, Vrindavan. Thank you for sharing it, Prabhu, one more time. And my takeaway, Prabhu, if a service is given, sincerely following that service is as Mataji also mentioned, remembering the person who actually have given the service is important. That to continue in that service. If we are not able to follow, meaning we are overdoing, meaning we are, I'm doing on my own rather than following the instructions on how the service was given and what should be done as part of the service. If there are disturbances, then it's like either I'm overdoing, and that overdoing is out of my own endeavor coming in, not the person, not putting the person who gave the service in the center. So that point, something need to check always when a service is given, and when I'm trying to fulfill the order of the person who gave the service, because I am asking for a service to please, and if it is given, it has to be done with due diligence. Familiarity should not come. If familiarity comes, then it's a fall down. I like that point, Prabhu. I just wanted to share, reiterate for myself to check and follow. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Actually, familiarity comes through lack of relationship. When one will become familiar through lack of relationship. And when the relationship is not there, then the hearing process will be diluted. That means we will not hear attentively. We will not have a focus. And when we do not hear attentively, when we do not have focus, then the truth will not enter in our heart. Nashtamoha, Smritir Labdha, that will not manifest. It's like Arjuna, he heard just only for once. And then he was ready to fight. Ready to do anything what Krishna said. So that kind of consciousness we want to manifest because due to lack of relationship. But when we feel that relationship, what happens is we will do it. Actually, there is nothing like overdoing because we feel overburdened from our side when we are doing it to fulfill our things. Then we feel overburdened. But when we do it for their happiness, we will never feel overburdened. Never. Simply accept it. So it's important. So when we try to be sincere at our heart, we get that kind of reciprocations. We should always aspire for that. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Yes, Vamshila Prabhu, please record the call. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you Prabhuji
Hare
for the
Krishna.
wonderful nectar in class every day, reiterating how we can purify ourselves, become pure devotees. We have the greatest gift, and you're making sure that we get a taste to follow that. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So let's continue with our bhajan of Bhaja Govindam by Shankaracharya. We finished till verse 10. Before that, I'd like to thank for everyone for this wonderful association. Let me please take the dust of the lotus feet of Shivala Gopal Prabhuji, Vaswati Mataji, Dara Mataji, Ramananda Chaitanya Prabhuji, Nila Govind Prabhuji, Rachana Mataji, Shushilpa Mataji, and Veena Mataji. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mutamate. Ma Kurudana Jana Yauvana Garbam Harati Nimesha Kala Sarvam Maya Mayamidam Akilam Hitva Brahma Padam Tvam Pravisha Viditva Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mutamate Dinayamina Saya Prata Shishiravasatau Punarayataha Kala Kridati Gachata Yoya Tadapima Na Munchata Yasava Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mutamate Dwadashamanjari Kabira Shesha Katito Vayaka Ranasya Shesha Upadesho Buddhi Vidya Nipunya Sri Srimacharya Bhagavacharanya Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mutamate Kate Kanta Danagata Chinta Vatula Kintava Nasti Niyanta Trijagati Sajjana Shamgati Raika Bhavati Bhavarna Vatirana Nauka Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mutamate Jatilo Mundi Luchita Kesha Kashayambara Bahukritavesha Pashyana Pichana Pashyati Mudha Udarani Muttam Bahukritavesha Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mutamate. Hare Krishna. Translation. Do not boast of wealth, friends, and youth. Each one of these are destroyed within a minute. Free yourself from the illusion of the world of Maya and attain the timeless truth. Daylight and darkness, dusk and dawn, winter and springtime come and go. Time, place, and life ebbs away, but the storm of desire never leaves. This bouquet of 12 verses are imparted to a grammarian by the all-knowing Shankara, adored at the Bhagavad Pada. O madman, why this engrossment in thoughts of wealth? Is there no one to guide you? There is only one thing in three worlds that can save you from the ocean of samsara. Get into that boat of satsanga, knowledge of the truth, quickly. There are many who go with matted locks, many who have clean shaven heads, many whose hair have been plucked out. Some are clothed in saffron, yet others in various colors, all just for a livelihood, seeing truth revealed before them. Still the foolish ones see it not. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share this bhajan by Adi Shankaracharya, which is very instructive. We have finished only half of it so far. Thank you. Now we can do Prem Dhani prayers. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajacharya Ashtottara Shata Abhay Charanaravindam. His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajacharya Ashtottara Shata. His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनेक कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. वृंदावन धाम की
जय.
जय. मायापुर धाम की जय. जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. यमुना माई की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. तुलसी देवी की जय. समवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल.
Hri Hari Bol.
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastatya Deshatharine Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Rangayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarupascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, have an amazing Krishna conscious Sunday. Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Vamsilas Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hri Hari Bol.
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Prabhuji ki jai. Chris Neelgovind Prabhuji ki jai. Shilpa Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Smriti Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
All devotees ki jai.
Jai.
Shri
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Subala Gopal Prabhuji ki jai. Vaswati Mataji ki jai. Shri Shilpa Mataji ki jai. All devotees ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.